Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up for you. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. We got a great one lined up. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. $3.05 trillion market cap for crypto. The market's off 1.1%. Bitcoin 89,400 plus, Ethereum 2,200 plus. Number 3 spot is XRP, $2.57. We're up 4.4 on the 24. We're up 15.8 on the 7-day. Well, we got some stuff for you today. You're going to love it. Ranging between 243 and 264, sitting at 257. We'll keep an eye on it. Did you get your ticket to XRP Las Vegas, the largest XRP conference in the world, May 30th, May 31st? I hope you click that button right there and get it before they're gone. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a remarkable conference. I'm not saying that because my wife and I put this thing together and then DAI and I market this thing. I'm saying it because of all the incredible people that are going to be there. Make the investment into yourself and meet all of these remarkable people that will be on stage talking about all of the new things that are happening in this space in our world on a geopolitical level and through finance and the monetary system. This is a remarkable 2 days. You're going to have a lot of fun, but you're going to get so much knowledge, you will find yourself at some point having to choose between either going to see something on stage or going to talk to someone at a booth or an exhibit. This or heading to a breakout room to learn something more in depth and detail, because we have breakout rooms as well. So much stuff planned. You will not be able to get everything, but it is a great investment for yourself over the course of 2 days. The knowledge you're going to get, the relationships you're going to make, the deals you might even make. Looking at this right here, the FUD has never been heavier, ladies and gentlemen. You can feel the Bitcoin and Ethereum maxis like Laura Shin. They are terrified of Ripple and XRP, and I do mean terrified. We're going to get into it, and we have to, because tomorrow's meeting, I'm hoping, if nothing else, that there's enough clarity from the U.S. government about the role of these strategic assets that it puts all of these bottom feeder maxis to bed, because it's time for them to take a seat. Meanwhile, this is what she's trying to spill here. Ripple pitched Solana as a part of a national reserve in order to make the inclusion of XRP in a reserve seem more legitimate, according to sources familiar with the conversations, says Laura Shin. Well, listen here, Laura. No. XRP was highlighted along Solana and ADA because they all have utility, Laura. And they're not backed by CCP China like your precious Ethereum network, Laura. Bitcoin and Ethereum maxis like Laura are fearful that their investments won't do as well because for the first time in crypto history, Bitcoin and Ethereum won't have an unfair advantage anymore. And they're terrified of it. Furthermore, Zeddy says, keep cooking, Laura. Any idea who's been funding the very high follower count of XRP influencers who continually spread lies about fake XRP adoption? Well, Zeddies, I'm not fake, and I'm a high count XRP influencer, and I'm not spreading lies either. And Laura Shin says, I haven't looked into that. Let me tell you what else you haven't looked into, Laura. Bill Hinman and ETHgate. You looked into that? Crooked ass. And then here's Brian Morgenstern here. Now let's understand this. Brian comes from Riot Platforms. You know, his buddy Pierre Rochard has been out here trying to deliver the Bitcoin FUD on top of XRP, or XRP FUD on top of all of us as well. Now Brian's chipping in because he thought it was such a great idea. Brian's not very bright either, unfortunately. And this is because of his own wording here. I'm going to share it with you. You need to see it. My God. I hope his parents get to see it too and then talk to him after. A thread on why President Trump should stop listening to Ripple people. Ripple is a CBDC vendor. Trump rightfully opposes CBDCs, which are dystopian tools of government surveillance and controls. I get it. We agree on that. Ripple's lobbying for XRP to be in a strategic stockpile would advance CBDCs. No, it wouldn't. CBDCs are coming from around the world anyway, Brian. And by the way, the president's only the president of the United States, dumbass. So here we have the rest of the world creating CBDCs. They belong to the World Economic Forum. You ever hear the phrase, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, Brian? This is why we're covering your stupid ass this morning. Tying these two items together, XRP and crypto asset more relevant in the central banking digital currency space. Yeah, and you're about to find out why. Let me help you understand, Brian, the short curve here. Okay, let's save everybody the time. Don't get it twisted. President Trump knows exactly what he's doing. Bitcoin has 7 to 10 transactions per second. Woo, boy. It's not a solution for the world's payment infrastructure. Ripple and the XRP ledger are the only things standing to insulate us, the U.S., from the rest of the world's central bank digital currency surveillance and credit scores, Brian. Ripple can even make Bitcoin operate more efficiently on the XRP ledger since 2014, Brian. Don't believe it. It's still true. You're not very bright. You should get some friends that have opposing views in your near circle so they can help you before you make your way to the airwaves of the internet. Jesus. I know some people are offended I said Jesus. I'm calling on him, for God's sakes. Get pissed about that. Trump's genius strategy, reallocating pain of the future of crypto and reserves in the U.S. Let's take a look at it here. Think about it. Trump is using this exact strategy with Bitcoin Maxis. He first acknowledged XRP Solana ADA, a direct challenge to the Bitcoin maximalist narrative. Then, in another statement, he casually added Bitcoin and Ethereum. Think about it. Do you really believe that the president of the largest capital formation in the world forgot Bitcoin and Ethereum in his first statement? Not a chance. This is the setup. Either Bitcoin Maxis accept that Bitcoin is just a digital property, not a financial instrument, and acknowledge the need for broader strategic participation, or Bitcoin risk being sidelined from the U.S. financial infrastructure. The future of crypto reserves is two-tier strategy. Primary strategy, strategic reserves, utility-based assets. U.S. utility-based assets, I might add. These are assets that serve new financial system and bring real-world utility. XRP, the ultimate internet of value, a public good that enables near-instant global transfers with real institutional adoption. Solana, the king of scalable smart contracts and high-speed transactions. ADA, while some see it as visionary project, it lacks foundational adoption of others. However, then there's Bitcoin, which is the most popular meme coin in the world. Because aside from just being able to buy it and hold it and send it to someone else who has a wallet, well, that's it. That's all. That's what it does. And there's a lot of other meme coins out here that can do it for more transactions per second and at a lower cost. Bitcoin maxis are afraid that when utility gets here, it will expose the honest truth that I just shared with you about it. That's why they need countries to adopt it, to continue to provide it legitimacy as digital gold. Gold doesn't need countries to hold it to be gold. Oh, boy. Well, what about Ethereum? ETHgate will be its downfall. The U.S. government, and especially Trump administration, doesn't forget backroom deals, and Ethereum's past raises too many questions about centralized influence, and that is absolutely spot on. This is what terrifies them. For the first time, you're about to compete on a level playing field with altcoins, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Michael Saylor is even trying to sidestep and cloak his true intentions to have Bitcoin exclusively in a U.S. strategic reserve. President Trump loves and supports all things U.S. made like XRP, Solana, and ADA. Oh, and Bitcoin and Ethereum too. He loves them too. I was taking a page out of Trump's post.
Company on a commodity, an asset without an issuer, something like a property, you could buy oil.
Listen to what he's saying. He's pointing to, and honestly, Liz Clayman does a crappy job of understanding Ripple and XRP, as she says it's tied to Ripple. It is not tied to Ripple.
Company on a commodity, an asset without an issuer, something like a property, you could buy oil. Bitcoin is a commodity. I think that
XRP is attached to a company, Ripple.
I think that those are tokens.
No, Liz, you were doing so well.
And we should have a regulatory framework to allow them to be issued because...
Issued, but in the reserve? Should they be in the reserve?
I think the emerging consensus in the industry is that Bitcoin should be the element in a strategic reserve over the long term for the country. But if you wanted to support various investments in a sovereign wealth fund, that would be up to the executive branch.
Okay, so let's be clear. I'm hearing you say the reserve fund should really have the tested one, and that is Bitcoin, and not Solana or Cardano or Solana.
The important thing to keep in mind is Bitcoin is the one universally agreed upon foundational asset in the entire crypto economy because it's the asset without it.
Listen, without any issuers, where he's trying to go there. And the reality is that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie. Satoshi's the issuer, and there's 4 of them, and they were interviewed by the Department of Homeland Security. Michael Saylor's met Satoshi, or at least one of the 4. Scottie Pippen said he's met Satoshi, one of the 4. That is what we know as an issuer. Just because you want to pretend like you don't know who the issuer is doesn't mean there isn't one. My goodness, what alternate reality are we living in here? And then here's Elizabeth Warren, Senator Warren, spreading more fear. And now she's pointing it towards Elon Musk and his X money platform. It's so bad. It's so bad. When in reality, it's going to give us, the world, and the United States a real-time platform to get acclimated to this new digital on-chain economy by sending these digital assets all across the X platform as it becomes an everything super app.
But this is really a 3-part play, not just a 2-part play. Act 1 was closing down the CFPB so that the financial cops were shut out at least for a while. Act 2 is the part we see now, with Elon rolling back a rule that, when the cops are back on the beat, a financial cop could use that rule to go after Elon if he breaks the law. Act 3 comes next week, when Republicans try to move forward with legislation that will clear the decks for Elon to issue X money as his own stable coin, without any guardrails to protect consumers, to protect national security, or to protect the financial stability of our economy. Put simply, Republicans are setting the stage for the richest man in the world to issue his own currency that competes with the US dollar. Act 1 protected all the scammers. Act 2 protects the Cash App scammers in particular. And Act 3, as currently drafted, will roll out the red carpet for Elon and Jeff and Mark and maybe a few other big tech billionaires to seize control of our money and payments, which underpins the entire economy.
Notice how she uses the word seize control instead of facilitate digital assets and payments of stable coins and other assets on a new digital on-chain economy. Now they're seizing control. Listen, Elon owns X. He's not seizing control. He owns it. What the hell is wrong with these?
So the question is, will Congress go along? Will Congress protect Americans from getting cheated out of their money? Or will Congress give Elon Musk a get-out-of-jail-free card so he can scam whoever he wants to scam and know that the CFPB can't touch him.
Oh boy. She's pissed off because the CFPB has been found out to be her little weaponization tool, and they are absolutely getting to the bottom of that and taking that power away from Senator Warren and other crooked people in our establishment, and not letting them have that power of weaponization that they had with the CFPB. That's what she's really pissed off about. These people are so rotten. It's unreal. Mr. Mann highlights here, and I think this speaks to the difference between the Bitcoin and Ethereums of the world here. Very quickly, I just want to highlight this that he shows.
We have over 210 team members now.
And it's right here. Look at this. JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Pfizer, Deloitte, PayPal, Yahoo, the Department of the U.S. Treasury, the Federal Reserve, SWIFT, NASA, you get it. Government agencies, not just top tier 1 banks. Governments, for goodness sakes. That's what we're talking about here. This is what they're freaking terrified of. They know what's coming. The real deep whales and Maxis in this space that are throwing all this FUD, they know what's coming. Problem is, they also know that they can't stop it because this time it's different.
The strategic wealth reserve that's coming is going to be inclusive of Bitcoin. And then now we just got this big announcement on Saturday that
actually Sunday, David.
Also XRP, Solana, and ADA. And, and if you want me to mention a couple of things about those, I'd be happy to share that I think that there's probably going to be some big announcements coming up here on Friday, March 7th, as, the first White House crypto conference begins. And maybe there's announcements made about capital gains favorability with these type of assets. But this is an early stage moment for blockchain, and it's different this time.
It is different this time, I tell you that, no question about it. And I want to have fun with this before we get out of here today. Uptown Saul, if you're not following this guy, he's a lot of fun, and he's got some great insights. You should follow him. He says, we finna flip a coin, and it's because there's a pregnancy test shared by this gentleman here, and it says over 90% accurate, and then David Schwartz comes in and says, that's at least 40% more accurate than flipping a coin. And then, people out here grab these things as some kind of suggestive, we're about to flip a coin, which next in line would be Ethereum. So for fun, let's have, you can come in. Yeah. Oh, okay, I'll be right there. 1 second, I got somebody at the door. Busy day, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're back. So let's take a look at this. Flipping Ethereum. What would it take? Well, currently right now, Ethereum is 267 billion plus. XRP is 148 billion plus. But let's get back into it. Target market cap. To flip Ethereum, XRP's market cap must exceed Ethereum's, obviously. Total market cap for XRP would need to be at least 370 billion, they're saying, which is really like 100 billion more than where it's sitting right now. Nonetheless, 58 billion supply, you look at it, that means we would be at 371 billion market cap. At $6.40 per XRP, we clearly flip Ethereum. And if you take 100 billion off of that, maybe it's 540, but that's kind of where we're sitting right now. What I like to remind everybody about is this one right here from Eggrad Crypto, all the way back in November of 24. Market cap, right? And if we see a $283 billion market cap, we're at $4.96, all-time high. $577 billion plus, $10 plus. If we see $959 billion plus, $16 plus. 1.83 trillion would put us at $32. That's where we're at here, market cap. With all the news, the crypto White House summit, first one ever tomorrow, what are they going to say to all of us? What are they going to tell us? At some point, they will have to reveal exactly what's going in a strategic reserve, which President Trump said XRP, Solana, ADA, Bitcoin, and Ethereum are going in a strategic reserve. That was his post. What goes in a sovereign wealth fund? Will that change by tomorrow? And if it doesn't, what does it mean for price in the market to understand it as a real reality after tomorrow's meeting? And then you have to wonder, how long before this case is over? Because you're not going to have XRP in a strategic reserve, as the president said is going to happen, and still have a case going on. And then stablecoin legislation in April. The confirmation of POAC is at the SEC, which will be favorable for crypto. You know, there's so much good in front of us. I couldn't be more excited about where we're at. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. I'll catch all of you on the next one.